All right. Day number 2 of these pop-up lives from the basement lounge. So going live here, going to kind of pick up and continue from where we left off yesterday. Yesterday covered a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was covered last night. Having trouble streaming Instagram. Interesting. Well, why are we having trouble streaming Instagram? Let's try this again. There we go. Go live. Let's see. Get Instagram online. Oh, no, it is giving me some trouble. You little sneaky son of a pup. All right. So we got 4 people coming on. Bear with me here just 1 second, folks. I'm trying to bring our Instagram folks on here, and it is not playing nice. I don't think we're going to be able to bring Instagram on, but that's no big deal. So yesterday, we kind of went through a bunch of stuff, went through my early real estate days. We went through the struggles I went through, finding money, the struggles I went through finding deals, the struggles I went through because of 2008, the Great Recession. I mean, how many of you remember the Great Recession? Put it in the comments. Like, it was not a good time, not a good time for borrowing money, not a good time for owning real estate, not a good time for owning stocks. And I was a financial advisor. My primary income at that time was coming in from the advisory business, and the advisory business literally dried up during that period. All the while, I had just bought a dilapidated paint store. I started renovating it into a strip mall. I was going to build 3-unit strip mall. And the goal was to move my store, Fat Man Board Shops, into the 1 space, rent the 2 out. And then by my luck, the entire market fell out. What's up, Deborah? Yeah, the entire market fell out from underneath me. I almost went bankrupt. I was in a hard money loan with some pretty bad people. I had enough money in my accounts to pay two more interest payments. And then that was it. Then I was bankrupt. There was no money because my advisory business dried up. I was making basically nothing. My stores, they were down like 30%. So I was barely making ends meet. I didn't know how I was going to make the payments. And I didn't say this yesterday, but I'll tell you, and Deborah's on here. We got 17 people. It'll build as time goes on. But I remember I came home one late night to my girlfriend who had just moved in, Larissa. You all know her as my wife, or maybe you don't. Larissa is now my wife, been for a long time. And Vivi was down here a little bit ago. She'll probably come down and join us in a second. But nonetheless, I came home one late night, not knowing what to do, not knowing how I was going to make it. And I said to Larissa, I said, hey, listen, I need your help. I need your help paying the mortgage because I had a house. I needed help paying that mortgage. I needed help paying the utilities. And by the way, I got to move some people into these bedrooms because I had, I think, what was that, a 3-bedroom house? 3-bedroom house. I got a 4-bedroom, my mistake, 4-bedroom house. I got to move some people into these. My friend Pete moved in downstairs. My other friend Jessica moved in upstairs. It was kind of a mess, but Larissa did stand up and help me out. And that's how I made it through 2008. I used the money that I would have normally paid toward mortgage, utilities, and all that. And I took the rents that they were paying me to make these payments to these hard money lenders so that I could get this refinance done with First Niagara Bank, which ended up happening, saved me from bankruptcy. Boy, was that a close call. So after that, so this is where I kind of left off yesterday. And just so you all know, this isn't storytelling hour, Jerome or Deborah or anyone else that's on here. What I'm getting to a point. So in tonight's little training, and this is going to be a short one because I'm getting started late. I had a meeting prior to this. I really want to go over some of the things that I learned during these hard times. 2008, almost went bankrupt. I mean, it was a really difficult time for a lot of people, but I was able to get ahead during that period. I fell behind. It took 2 steps back, but then I figured some things out. I want to tell you those things I figured out. I want to tell you how I figured them out. And it was literally just by sheer luck or by just sheer determination because I was pretty much going to go bankrupt. I didn't know what I was going to do. But the one thing I was talking about yesterday, I was talking about the economy and where we're at now and how we're probably going to enter a recession in 2025. Matter of fact, just today, and I know some of you will know, some of you won't, just today, the yield curve inverted again. Now, it's kind of crazy. I've been talking about the yield curve for a while. And all that is just like the 2 and the 10-year bond, the treasury bonds, when they invert. And you're getting paid more to own a 2-year bond, a less of a duration bond than you are getting paid for a 10-year. What the inverted yield curve basically says is that we're going to go into a recession. And the yield curve inverted again after it hit inverted and then uninverted, and then now it's inverted again. This is not good. If you follow any economic science, go on Google and type in, impact of inverted yield curve, and then go on and type in impact of yield curve uninverting. Right? I know this is stupid, and you're just like, what the hell does that have to do? It's one of the best telltale indicators, and the Fed is the one that says this is like the almighty telltale that tells you that there's a recession coming. When the yield curve inverts, every time there's a recession that follows. When the yield curve inverts and uninverts, that means that the recession is coming very soon. So we haven't uninverted it again, but we already uninverted. Now we're inverted again. Anyway, invert, uninvert. All I'm trying to say is we're going to be going into a recession, just like we did during the Great Recession. Maybe not as bad, maybe worse. Who knows? But you got to get ready. And not only that, I'm trying to explain this because this is going to be the biggest opportunity for some of your lives. We got Deborah on here. We got Jerome. What's up, Jerome? Yeah, I remember the wild first time seeing many people walk in the bank, throw the keys at them, and walked out. So Jerome's talking about 2008 during the Great Recession. People literally were just like, I'm done. They were just throwing keys at the bank tellers. And then we got, I don't know how to say your name. I don't want to butcher it, but Malian and then Deborah. We do what we have to get in through hard times. You're right. But during hard times, which we are going to go in, we're going to go into hard times. There are massive opportunities. But as many of you know, those opportunities take resources. Now, let me tell you all something right here and right now. I know it's late for some of you. I mean, I'm East Coast, so it's, it's almost 9 o'clock. Some of you are West Coast. Who's here from East Coast? Who's here from West Coast? Who's here from some other coast? Put it in the chat. And, what I'm trying to say is it's not about your actual resources. This is what I learned, folks. It's not about the actual resources you have. You don't need to have a bunch of money in the bank, bunch of assets. It's about how resourceful you can be. So it's not about the actual resources you have. It's about how resourceful you can be. This is what I learned during 2008. I got resourceful. So here's the thing I knew. Because I was a financial advisor, I was reading Warren Buffett. I almost said Donald Trump. I was reading Warren Buffett books. I was also reading Donald Trump books back then, but very different than the books you'd read today. So Warren Buffett, and one of the things Warren Buffett is very well known for is bottom feeding. He is a buyer when everything falls apart. In 2009, 10, and 11, Warren Buffett was buying everything, it seemed. Every other day you would hear about Warren Buffett on there buying up some stock, some company. He's buying this, he's buying that. How was he able to do that? Well, he was able to do that because he was prepared and because he knows what I want you to learn. It's not about your resources, it's about how resourceful you can get. But you got to get resourceful when the times are good for the getting. Does that make sense? When the times are good for the getting. And that means when the markets are down, when everything's falling apart, when there's chaos in the world, when there's chaos in the United States, that's when the gettings are good. That's when the best opportunities are. That's when everything goes on sale. But very few people can take advantage of those opportunities. I was not able to. During 2008, when the recession happened, I almost went bankrupt. I didn't have any money. I was broke. And just like so many other people, I was struggling just to get by. I couldn't be jumping at opportunities. But you see, there were people jumping at opportunities. Warren Buffett was. But not only that, not just Warren Buffett, there was a whole lot of people that got incredibly wealthy during 2008, during the Great Recession. Now, I want to be very clear about something. Okay, I want to be very clear about something. During 2008, a lot of people got wealthy. Some of you know these people that got incredibly wealthy during the Great Recession. Some of you know people that got incredibly wealthy during the pandemic. So you always got to understand, during a downturn, during a recessionary or depressionary or just a market correction, there's always somebody losing and somebody gaining. You want to be on the gaining side. So how do you get on the gaining side when you have no resources? Well, you get resourceful. Now, back then, here's what I figured out. I knew that after the Great Recession, everything went on sale. And I knew what real estate went on sale. Now, if some of you missed yesterday's, but yesterday I was talking about all the early flips. 2006 was my first flip, 2007, then I bought the strip mall, almost went bankrupt. But 2009, when the whole market had gone belly up, banks are failing, Wall Street's shed 40, 50%, and everything was on sale. Real estate could be bought 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. Literally, I remember During that time, I knew the way to get wealthy. I knew what it was. But I didn't have the money to do it. So I had to get resourceful because I didn't have resources. And during that time, I got a realtor, Anas. She took me out looking at apartment buildings. This is the same realtor I talked about yesterday for that first flip in 06. So she was taking me around and she found these apartment complexes in not so good neighborhoods, but these apartment buildings, they were a little depressed. They needed a little bit of work, some paint and carpets kind of stuff, but they were so cheap. Now, any of you that are in real estate, you'll know what I mean when I say this, but I was buying apartment buildings for $25,000 a door. That doesn't even exist. It doesn't even come close to existing, but it existed during the Great Recession because everything was falling apart and people just wanted to unload stuff. $25,000 a door. And I remember one of the first apartment buildings I bought was in Buffalo. It was this row housing thing. It was terrible. It was ugly. It was like yellow. I ended up making it look really nice, but I bought it for $25,000 a door. So do the math, 25,000 times 8. There was 8 units, 25,000 a door. Can you imagine buying an 8 unit today for that? Anyone? You can't. But I was able to then, but I didn't have the money. So I started having to get really good at finding money for the opportunities. Before I could find money, I couldn't just take this great 8 unit that I just found and go to all these people that I knew and say, hey, I got this 8 unit. You want to lend me the money? They would say, no. What does that work out to be? I think it was like 180 grand or something like that. So let's just do the math. I should be able to do it in my head, but it's late and I just don't feel like doing it. 200 grand. And for some reason, actually, folks, I bought that property for 180 grand. It wasn't 200, 180 grand for 8 unit, but I didn't have 180 grand and I didn't have 20% of 180 grand either to go to a bank, let alone that banks were not lending during 2009. They weren't lending. So here's what I had to do. I had to put this deal together on paper. It's called a pro forma. I built a pro forma. Does anyone on here know how to do a pro forma? Christopher. So Christopher's in Fort Worth, Texas. Love Texas. Christopher, we're going to actually be out in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to be there May 8th and 9th. Actually, May 7th, 8th, and 9th for the Money Tank event. So that's not far from you. You need to come to this event. Matter of fact, tonight, I'm going to give you like half off. Okay. So Christopher, if you want to join us for the Dallas Money Tank event, and I'm going to tell you what Money Tank is in a second, but if you want to join us, Christopher, I'm going to give you $300 off general admission tickets, which is pretty much half off. And I'm going to do the same for VIP tickets. I'm going to give you $600 off the tickets. And for the VIP tickets, just so you all know, for this event, if I give you $600 off, I'm literally losing money on your ticket because it costs us more to go to medieval times, do the happy hour, and all the stuff for the event than what you're going to be able to get the tickets for tonight. But let me get to why you need to learn what we're going to teach you at Money Tank. I'm going to do surface level because I'm not going as long as I did yesterday today. So during that period of time, I built the deal. I built a pro forma, which basically shows how this property is going to perform after I renovate it and after I basically stabilize it. And the pro forma was insane. But not only that, I took photos of the property, took photos of the units. I did scopes of work for it. I put it all together in this really cool packet. Then what I did is I went out there and I went to a bunch of people I knew and I started presenting this deal. It was very time consuming and lots of coffees, lots of lunches out of my own pocket. And I had no money, but I was doing this over and over. A lot of people telling me, no, not the good time. During 2008, the Great Recession, of course, it's not a good time. Who had money? Well, I'll tell you who had money. Normal people, because they didn't lose all their money. Their money just shifted. Okay. It went from risky assets to the flight to safety to safe assets. They had money, but they were being extra cautious. Why are we going to bet on this Chris Naugle guy? Why are we going to bet on this deal? We're going to bet on this Chris Naugle guy because he's desperate and he's going to make this work. Not only that, this Chris Naugle guy's got an income because he's a financial advisor. Although right now I'm not making much, my tax return showed that I was making a few $100,000 as an advisor because I was prior to the Great Recession. I was doing well. Maybe not 200 at that time, maybe 150, 200,000, somewhere in that range. But I had the backing. I had my tax returns. I had the pro forma. I had a personal financial statement that I showed. So when I sat down with these people and I showed them this awesome deal that I was buying for under $25,000 a door, 180 grand for an 8 unit, and I was showing them how much it's going to cash flow, how much money it's going to make, and how much money it's going to be worth. Now they were bought into the deal, and the deal was the collateral. Then I went into my own situation. Here's how I'm going to pay you interest for lending me this money. Here's how much I can pay you. Here's how I'm going to do it. Here's why I'm a good bet. Well, people lent me money, but it was a lot of work. It took weeks to find money for one deal. I ended up doing many deals, not just one. But back then, that's how I did it. Pound the pavement, go out there, ask for referrals, try to do it. But I learned the secrets of how to put the deal together. I learned the secrets of how to build what I call today the perfect loan proposal. And because of that, from 2009 to 2014, I got up to 30, I think it was 36 units, if I'm not mistaken, I got up to. Not 36 properties, 36 units, starting with that 8 unit. Then I did a 4 unit on Beatrice Street in Buffalo. It was right around the corner. Beautiful property. I should have never sold that one. And I just kept going. I got up to 36 units. And I did it all by pounding the pavement, by trying to find people that had money. But I had learned how to present deals. I had learned what private lenders, does everybody know what a private lender is? Dexter knows. Dexter's a private lender. Joe Z knows what a private lender is because he's a private lender. Okay. All these people you're seeing on here, so from Carolyn to Deborah to Christopher to Deborah, Deborah, we got M. Skady, 2012. She's coming in, or he or she's coming in from Canada. Sorry, I don't know by the names and there's no photos. But what I'm trying to say is the private lenders that you will need during this recessionary period to get ahead, take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves are people just like me and you. They're not Wall Street people. They're not institutional lenders. They're not the banks. They're not the hedge funds. They're us. Because we have a problem during that period of time when the whole market shuts off and everybody's losing money. We have money and we need to make our money work for us. So therefore, our money needs to go to work, and it needs to go to work in a very safe place because we don't want to risk it. We don't want to go into risky assets. During 2008, the last thing people wanted to do is buy stocks, although that would have been the best time to buy stocks. They were scared of it because they just lost 30, 40, 50% in the stock market. They were looking for alternative places to put their money that had collateral, that were safe, and that paid them an income. But you know what answers all three of those? Private lending on real estate deals. They are collateralized in a first lien position. Could even be second lien, but I like first lien because if you're not first, you're last. They also provide a tangible asset, okay, a tangible asset. And number 3, they provide income at a really good interest rate. You know what the interest rates are today? 12 to 15%. You know where you can get deals for 12 to 15% to lend money? privatemoneyclub.com. That's where there are here. Let me just show you something, folks, real quick. I just want to show you this. So we got 48 people. Look at that. How freaking awesome. And I'm doing these little pop-ups every single night around 7 to 8 o'clock. And I'm not going to commit to a specific time, but every single night around this time is when we're going to do them. I just want to show you this. So this is something I created almost 4 years ago. This is Private Money Club. Totally free. If any of you want to get in it, there's a premier option, which you can pay for to get a bunch of extra services and features, but let's just focus on the free. So you can go into Private Money Club, you can create a profile just like you would any other social media site. You build your profile, then you can come on here and you can see introduction from Maine. So this person's coming in from Maine. This must be a deal that they just did. I can say, I like it. I can go on and say, nice work. Let's just do that real quick. Kind of just show you a little bit of the functionality on how this puppy works. There we go. Sorry, my buttons are sticking. Nice work. So now I'm building a relationship with this person. I'm giving them some credit for this beautiful property that they have. I'm a flipper in South Maine. Look at that thing. Beautiful. But the community is just anything. You can post in there. There's groups. There's all sorts of different people on here. I don't know, getting knowledge of financing. Looks like they're just doing some learning. Whoa, look at that. That's a hoarder house. Ouch. Someone promoting a podcast, you got all sorts of stuff, but the deals. So if you're looking to lend money, these are all the deals: 50 grand, 175, 100,000, 12 to 18%. I'm just quickly doing this. I haven't looked at the South Buffalo deal. That's my backyard. Holy cow. South Buffalo, 250,000, 12% for 12 months, 27 days left. I know Ezra, 20% for a lakefront property flip. Occupied single family home, immediate cash flow, 30 grand. So you can post anything you want on there, or you can come over here and you can kind of just look at all the other deals, but you can go on, just build friends. Anyway, this is Private Money Club. There's a lot more to it. There's learning sections. You can go in, learn. There's tools. You need mortgages. You need a perfect loan proposal that I just mentioned, spec sheet, max offer formula, personal financial statement, all of them totally free. Available to all of you. I don't know why you're not in Private Money Club. You can set your notifications if you're a premier member, so it'll find deals that match and you can say, okay, I read that one, and I could call them and say, hey, I want to know about your deal. I could just go on. I could just send them an email. I'm interested in your deal because this is kind of cool. You can do whatever you want, but this is Private Money Club. I'm not here to sell any of you Private Money Club. What I'm here to do is tell you about an event that we're doing called Private Money Club Money Tank, PMC Money Tank. We do this event, okay? We do this event a couple times a year, but this one is the awesome one. Stupid. This one's the awesome one. I don't know what that quite means, but let me kind of go in. Let me just show you this. I'm going to get this out of the way. What's up, Lisa? How are you? Thanks for joining me. Lisa, you're not the only one late. I'm late. What's up, Joe Z? And then we got Shane hopping on here. PMC rocks. Thanks, Shane. All right, but let me come in here. I want to show you something, and then we're going to bring this thing full circle tonight. All right, so this is the event that I want you all to join me at, okay? It's very difficult, and Shane will tell you, Dex will tell you, like, I just don't have a lot of time anymore. I'm traveling a lot. I'm doing 6 live shows a week. I'm just running large companies, so I don't get to go out and just hang out anymore. When I go to an event, it's a very special occasion. You know, there's a thing called proximity, and also basically getting me in a room with my direct attention is very difficult. But if you come to PMC's Money Tank, especially if you come to the VIP, hey, listen, if you all come to the VIP, let me just show you what this looks like. Tonight, I'm going to give you guys all the discount, a big discount. So these are just things that people are talking about and people are saying about it. But if you come to the VIP section of this, here we go. $1,297 of the tickets, but I'm going to give you $600 off. And I'm going to put it in, I'll put the discount in for a second. $600 off VIP tickets, $300 off general admission. You can see here, and I'm not even kidding, in 16 days, 2 hours and 59 seconds, these prices, there will be no discounts on them anymore, and the prices are going to increase because we're going to try to sell this thing out. So if you come to these events, especially VIP, we're going to do a special cocktail hour the first night. So you're going to get to come in a day early on the 7th, and we're going to do a very small and intimate cocktail hour. Okay. Then the next night, which is the 8th, we're going to have a whole day, a really action-packed day. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. We're going to cover how to protect yourself during a recession, how to build retirement income. We're going to talk about infinite banking concepts. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. But in the evening of the 8th, me, you, and all the other VIPs, we're going to go to medieval times. Anyone ever done medieval times? We're going to go there and we're going to have an awesome time, a great dinner. And we're literally just going to talk one-on-one. And I'm going to try to help every single person. So these are the tickets. This is what we're basically pushing today. You can watch the video. I'll put this in the chat. Let me stop sharing here. I don't have my normal setup, so I'm a little slower to it. So I'm going to put this over here. So if any of you want to join me and my team, you go to privatemoneyclub.com/money tank. Okay. And I'm going to give you the discounts right now. So money tank, and the discount code is early bird 1. So early bird 1 gets you $300 off general admission. So I'll just put GA. Early bird 2, early bird gets the worm. Early bird 2 is $600 off VIP. So there you go. So that's how you register for the event. That's how you get in there. Okay, tonight and for the next 17 days, you can use that ticket, that code to get your tickets for that event. But here's what we're going to cover. So, you know, if you do the VIP, you get an extra day and you get the medieval times. If you do the general admission, it's just the 2 days. Okay, so the 8th and the 9th, we're doing this in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas is a badass place. It's easy to get to. It's not far at all from the airport. And the entire event is done at the place we're staying, which is an amazing freaking hotel. So you don't need a car. You don't really need anything unless you want to tool around. We're all hanging out right there. So at this event, okay, we're going to go deep into how to protect yourself during the recession. We're going to talk about private money, but we're specifically going to focus on you, your deals, what you need to learn. We're going to talk about tax strategies. We got a bunch of we got a couple CPAs coming. We've got Eckerd Oil. Okay, so they're coming in to talk about tax advantages of investing in oil. We've got a couple people coming that are going to talk tax strategy. This is like the first time we've done this. We've got a bunch of other speakers that are going to come in and talk, but back to the story. Remember in 2009, when I was buying these apartment buildings, I had to go out there and I had to go talk to individuals. I had to spend weeks trying to raise money for one deal. Today, with Private Money Club, literally, I created one place. Did any of you see how many people are in Private Money Club? Let me look. You probably weren't looking, but right now, as of today, Private Money Club has 8,113 members. That's a lot of freaking money. Right here, the PMC Premier Group. So like the Premier members, there's 443 members in there. The mastermind call that we do once a month, that Premier members access, 278 members. You can create your own group. There's tons of ways to monetize yourself, to raise money in Private Money Club. And the best part about Private Money Club's Money Tank, this event that I'm talking about, is you get to meet people real time, shake hands, build relationships. The first Money Tank that I went to, I remember it was out in Carolinas, okay? The first one we went to, I remember there's this girl. She stopped me out in the hallway when we were walking. And she said, I got this deal. And she gave me the proposal because I didn't have time to talk. She gave me her proposal. I remember when I was back in the white room, or the whatever they call that room, the green room where the speakers are sitting, I was just pushing through her deal. It was phenomenal. She used the perfect loan proposal, which is available to everybody on Private Money Club. I'm looking at it. It was a really good deal, like a really good deal. And I kept getting excited about it. I found her at lunch and I pulled her aside. I said, hey, I want to do something. I want to basically have you present your deal this afternoon to this entire group. There's like 120 people there. And what she did is that afternoon, we had her go into the center. We gave her a mic. She pitched her deal. And I said, you got 5 minutes. Pitch your deal. She pitched the deal right off of the deal sheet. She said, anybody that's interested in this deal, come talk to me. I said, I'm going to do one better. I said, there's a room right outside. What we're going to do is anybody that's interested in this deal and lending to this girl, stand up, go out there and meet her in that room, and she will tell you all the details. She went out there. She raised all the money for her deal. So folks, that would be an exciting thing if I did that one time. What if I've done that every single Private Money Club Money Tank event? Every Money Tank event, we've done that similar, but not just for one person. We have other people present their deals. So now what you've got is you've got people with money meeting people that need money, coming together in one place, listening to deals, getting familiar, getting relationships built, setting up appointments. That is what happens at Money Tank. I don't remember if Dex was there. I don't remember if Lisa was there. Were any of you at that first one out in Carolina when that happened? So Tom is saying, I'm just going to hit some of these questions here because I want to slow down. All I'm telling you is if you need money, because I said earlier, and a bunch of you came on after, it's never about your actual resources, folks. It never has been, and it never will be about your actual resources. It's about how resourceful you can be. How do you get resourceful? You get around the people that have the money. You build the relationships with the people that have the money. You present your opportunity to the people that have the money. And where are the people that have the money? Private Money Club. Where are they going to be? Dallas for the Money Tank event. Where are you going to be? Dallas for the Money Tank event, so that you can meet them and get money. But let's say you're on the other side of the coin. You're like me. You have money to lend. Where are you going to be? Dallas at the Money Tank event. Why? Because I have money and I want that money to go to work for me and I want to make a return. You saw there when I showed Private Money Club, the deals are paying between 12 and 20%. First lien position deals. And you could probably ask all those borrowers for a personal financial statement. And you could probably ask them all for a personal guarantee if their personal financial statement looks good. So listen, it's a big negotiation. You can basically ask for anything because all you're there for, no matter whether you're a borrower or a lender, is to solve the other person's problem. I said this yesterday. I'll say this again today. I'll say this tomorrow and the next day that I do this. Your job, if you want to make a lot of money, is to solve somebody else's problem. So if you've got money, you have a problem. You want to make more. Like Lisa, myself, John, all of us, we want to make more money. We have money. And we want to make more on that money, right? And then there's other side. There's people that need money. Those people have time and they need money for a particular opportunity that took them time to get. So they need money, and people that have money need to make more money. So both of them are in a similar situation. People have money, can lend money to the people that need money, and they can basically solve their problem because now that person's got the money that can get the deal done, pay the interest on the deal. So it's a win-win. You're solving each other's problems. That's what Private Money Club's all about. PMC Money Tank is just to bring everybody together in one place. So again, I'm going to give this to you one more time. privatemoneyclub.com. It's right there, privatemoneyclub.com/money tank. Okay. Your discount codes, $300 off general admission tickets, which means your tickets will be $367, not $697 or something, $367, whatever it works out to be. I don't know. I'm not doing the math. $397, I think it works out to be. You're getting $300 off general admission tickets. That's only available the next 17 days. You put early bird 1 where it asks for a coupon. If you're coming to the VIP, and there are limited VIP tickets because we're going to medieval times and we're doing a cocktail hour, so we're going to cut that off until they're right now. There's more tickets, but that's $600 off. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I lose money on those VIP tickets when I give them to you for $600 off. So instead of costing $1297, which we sell out VIP every money tank, they're going to be $600 less. That's the offer of that's just a phenomenal offer. So let's see what everybody else has got to say here. So put that up here, trying to read everybody's. Yeah, Lisa, I know you grabbed your tickets yesterday. Shane, I think you got your tickets. I am a lender, and 90% of my loans are through PMC members. That's what Shane's saying. How many of other folks on here are lenders or borrowers? Put it in the comment. Who's a lender? Who's got money and wants to make more? Put lender in the comments. And who is a borrower? Who's got a deal or looking for a deal actively? Who's that? And who are my lenders? Who are my borrowers? See, the beautiful thing is, there we go. Lisa's a lender. Keep going. Put them up there. We got a lender, Joe Z. Joe, I just guessed on that, but you are a lender. That's awesome. Who else? Lender. We got any borrowers on here tonight? We got all lenders. Even if we only had lenders, that's perfectly fine. But the whole point is, let's all make money by solving somebody else's problem. Let's go out there and do what's right. Let's do our due diligence. Now, the other thing too that we're going to really go into, we'll be working. Yep. So Deborah's looking for deals, working on being a lender, Carolyn said. So we're going to do our job by learning how to be a good lender or a good borrower. Okay. That's the secret. You got to know what you're doing. Lisa, I don't mean to pick on you, Lisa, but Lisa's been around our campfire for a while. Okay, and this isn't planned, but when Lisa first came around the campfire, she knew nothing. She'd never even probably heard the word private lender or be the bank or anything like that. But she started learning. I remember her first deal she lent on. She was so freaking nervous. She wasn't going to do it because she was used to traditional investing. She, was a teacher and used to just the normal 403Bs and all the mutual funds and everything else. So her first deal, we walked her through it. We made sure all the documents were right. We made sure our security was in. Our mortgage was all filed and recorded. We made sure a note was structured properly. We made sure that the borrower had good insurance on the property in case something happened, like a hurricane or it burned down. She doesn't want to get paid by the borrower that just lost everything. She wants to get paid by the insurance company. So we structured that deal. Lisa, I don't know how many deals you've done since that first deal, but you know what? For every one of you, your first deal is your hardest deal because it's new. But you got to make sure you do it right. And the only way to make sure you do it right is to get around the people that know how to do it right. And we're all going to be at Money Tank. So I don't care if you're somebody that's looking for money. I don't care if you're somebody that is looking for a deal, and then you're going to need the money. That's the best time to start learning. That's when you want to get ahead of it. You don't want to wait for the point when you have a deal, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got a deal. It's like a hot potato. You don't even know what to do. I got a deal. Who will lend me money? No. Figure out how to do it the right way, how to build a perfect loan proposal, how to structure your deal. And then now when you got the whole packet, like what I told you I did in 2009, in my early years of doing this, now you've got the whole deal. Then you take the deal. You have confidence. You're meeting with people either in Dallas at Money Tank or on PMC, and now you know how to present your deal. Get ahead of the curve. This recession is coming whether you like it or not. This recession is going to bring massive opportunities, whether you are able to take advantage of them or not. They're going to be there. It's really up to you. Are you going to worry about your actual resources and be like, oh, I got to have money before I can do this? Or are you going to learn how to get resourceful and learn the right way to do things so that you can take advantage of these opportunities and you will rise to the top? How many recessions are we going to have in our lifetime? Not many. Not many. By statistics and by cyclical cycles, not many. Every recession gives people the opportunity to rise above, to put the torch up in the air and to say, follow me, I'll show you the way. A recession is a reset. A recession is a cleansing. A recession is good. It's good only if you're ready for it. Only if you're ready to take advantage of what comes from the recession, because too many people, and none of you All 52 of you that are on here right now, you are not going to be the ones that during the recession are like, oh, I should, I could, I would. And if you are, shame on you during that time. Here's your opportunity to get ahead. Here's your opportunity to learn what the wealthy know and to do what the wealthy do, to get ahead and stay ahead. And that is not follow the leader. That is not follow everybody into the stock market, follow everybody into crypto. I'm not saying that's bad. There's a time to buy stocks and there is a time to sell stocks. This is a time to get out of the stock market. This is a time to take your winnings, put them on the sideline, and then buy back in when the markets are down. And during that period of time, this might be the time to learn how to be a private lender, because private lending on first lien deals where your first position mortgage, that's one of the safest positions you can be in, because you got a tangible asset backing the money you lend, and you're going to get paid for it. I just showed you 12 to 15%. So folks, I got to cut it short tonight, but I'm going to be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to be back on doing the 7 to 8 o'clock. I'll do it somewhere right around that range. Okay. And we're going to go even further. I'm going to continue on with my story. I ended tonight's story. Let's just remember this, telling you about Money Tank, giving you an opportunity to get the tickets, to be around me, my team, and all the other folks that are on here who have been to Money Tanks, who are lenders or borrowers, to be in the right place so you can get resourceful in a time when everybody thinks you need resources. That's not going to be an opportunity that's always going to be available. So join us at Private Money Club in Dallas, May 8th and 9th. For the lucky few of you that get the VIP tickets, that would give you an extra night. Okay, we're going to do the cocktail party 7th. I will be there, and we're going to have a good old time. Tomorrow, I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to talk about how I almost lost it all again in 2014. Remember, I had 36 units. During this period of time, I bought them pennies on the dollar. How did I almost lose it all? And what did I learn from that? That's tomorrow's session. With that being said, thank you, MJ, for joining me. Thank you, Carolyn. John, thanks for joining me, buddy. Shane, always great to have you on. Maria, we got Lisa. I'm making sure I'm calling you all out. John, we got here. Deborah, Carolyn, Josie, going quick. We got Mr. Dexter on here. Listen, if I missed anybody, all I'm going to tell you is thank you. Thank you all for 52 of you showing up this night late. I'll be back again tomorrow. I hope to see you. Thanks for joining.